Hey guys, Sarah here, and today I want to talk to you about fitness and urinary incontinence. As you may know, jump rope is my jam. That's how I got my start in the fitness industry. Way back in 2008, I was mentored by Olympian Buddy Lee. He taught me how to jump rope the correct way, and ever since then, I've been spreading Buddy Lee's gospel all over the internet. You know, there's always been one common comment on all of my jump rope videos from women. I can't jump rope without peeing my pants. Well, I have to confess that there was a time when I was doing double unders that I would also pee my pants a little bit. And then I started to learn how to do deadlifting and squatting, and the same thing would happen to me. I would pee my pants a little bit. So I was like, this isn't good, I gotta do something about this. So I'm lucky enough to be mentored by another incredible human being, Julien Pinot, and he taught me 3 exercises to do to overcome this issue. So today I'm going to show you the 3 exercises that Julien taught me, and it's really worked well for me. I'm no longer having urinary incontinence during my favorite fitness activities. Okay, why is this happening to us? Well, if you're peeing your pants a little bit during strenuous activities, that's a sign that your external obliques, your lower abs, and your pelvic floor muscles are weak. Why are these muscles weak on so many women? Well, I think a lot of it is just we don't know. We don't know that they're weak. We don't know how to go about strengthening them. And we also move in a way that exacerbates the weakness. We create muscle imbalances. So in my case, I was getting really strong at using my 6-pack and my lumbar, my low back muscles. So it just exacerbated the imbalance. So the goal of today's video is to teach you how to strengthen your external obliques. More specifically, we're going to work on improving the mobility of your external obliques, and I'll explain that in more detail. I already know your first question. Where are the external obliques? What are they? What do they do? Blah, blah, blah. So these muscles here are the 6-pack muscles. Down here are the external obliques and your low abs below your belly button. So to engage your 6-pack, you arch your low back, your lumbar spine, and poof, you can see they pop out. In fact, that's a trick I use when I take selfies to make my 6-pack show. I arch my low back a little bit. But to make my external obliques fire, I actually lock my lumbar spine. So pretend somebody's punching you right below the belly button. You're gonna brace, and when you brace, the external obliques fly out the sides. Okay, ready, watch. Did you see that? Those are the external obliques. Presenting a spine. I just happened to get this from a spineless individual. So this is facing forward, this is the bum. This is your lumbar spine. So when you engage your 6-pack, it makes it possible for you to extend the lumbar spine. So now that you understand that, it becomes very obvious what happens when you engage the external obliques. It freezes the lumbar spine. So since this part is now frozen down here, it means the thoracic spine up here can now extend. So you're either locking yourself down here with your external obliques, making it possible for this part to extend, or you're locking yourself up here with your 6-pack, making it possible for this part, the lumbar part, to extend. The mobility in your external obliques, in other words, your ability to maintain tension in your external obliques through range of motion, that is what's going to determine your thoracic spine mobility. And I'm sure somebody's told you before that your overhead mobility is going to depend upon your thoracic spine, your T-spine mobility. So this means if we improve the mobility in our external obliques, we can improve the mobility in the T-spine, which will improve our overhead mobility. And that's why so many people cheat their overhead mobility, because their T-spine mobility is horrible, because their external oblique mobility is horrible, so they compensate by arching at the low back to make it seem like they have overhead mobility. But enough with the chit chat, it's time to get down to brass tacks. Let's start with the first exercise, the external oblique opener. So for this one, you're going to need a heavy kettlebell. I'm using 35 pounds. So you're gonna lie down on the floor with your feet out in front of you. You're gonna place the kettlebell below your belly button, and you're going to push down into your low abs. And my low abs are going to push up into the kettlebell like this. So this is activating the external obliques. In fact, if you put your hands right on your sides, you will feel them pushing outwards on each side of your body. Notice when I'm doing this that my low back is not arching. I cannot fit a hand underneath. That's how you know I'm using my external obliques. As soon as I let go of the external obliques, I arch and I can stick my hand underneath. So basically, when you're doing this exercise, if your low back arches and leaves contact with the floor, -5 points for you. So here's how this exercise works. We're going to push down on the kettlebell, push the low abs up into the kettlebell to activate the external obliques. So take a look. And then I'm going to hold this for 2 seconds. And then I'm going to relax for 1 second. And then come back up for 2 seconds. And relax for 1 second. And we're going to do this for 60 seconds. This is not doing a sit-up. The whole point here is that by engaging my external obliques, I'm able to flex at my T-spine. And remember to push down on the kettlebell. If you could have somebody pushing down for you, that would be ideal. If you're struggling to keep your low back pressed into the floor, then go ahead and bend your knees a little bit, and that'll make it a little bit easier for you to make contact with the floor. I recommend you start with that exercise and master that before moving on to a more advanced version, the external oblique opener with a leg raise. So for the next one, we're going to place the kettlebell below the belly button once again, but this time we're going to put our legs up in the air like we just don't care. Now don't put your legs together, don't cheat, and don't straddle them way out here either. Just find a happy medium. And we're going to push down into the kettlebell, the low abs are going to push up into the kettlebell, and we're going to really get tons of tension in our external obliques. So take a look. So the low back is not arched, it's pressing into the ground, and I'm going to lower my legs while maintaining tension in my external obliques the entire time. When do I know when to come back up? Well, the moment before I know the low back is going to start arching. That's when I come back up, and notice I'm maintaining tension in the external obliques the whole time. I breathe through my nose the entire time, and I breathe when my legs are at the top position. Breathing through the nose will fill up your diaphragm and make it much easier for you to maintain tension in your external obliques. As you get better at this, you're going to be able to start breathing throughout the range of motion. Take a look. If you can do more than 5 reps of these, you're doing it wrong. Those 2 exercises I just showed you really changed my game. After a month of doing them, I was able to bang out strict toes to bar using my external obliques. In the past, I would compensate with my hip flexors, and I would really feel the burn through here. But now it's so easy, it's just all my external obliques. If you have strong external obliques, you are going to be a beast. It has increased my deadlift by 50 pounds in the past month. It's just, I can't recommend doing these exercises enough. It's really changed my outcome. So for the last one, we already mentioned it's going to involve overhead mobility. So we know that the mobility in the external obliques is going to determine the amount of mobility you have in your T-spine. And when we're dealing with the overhead position, we also know that it's going to be contingent on the mobility in the pec muscles. We're going to be maintaining tension in the external obliques, keeping the low back pressed into the ground, and also maintaining tension in the pec muscles while going into an overhead position. Take a look. So just like the other ones, we have the kettlebell below the belly button, so that way we will engage the external obliques. We want to push down into the kettlebell, but we can't because we have to use both hands on the dumbbell. So if you have somebody who can push it down for you, awesome. If you're doing it alone, then this is what you do. You take the kettlebell, you turn it this way, and you squeeze the kettlebell handle between your legs, and then you're going to push up into the kettlebell just like we did with the other exercises. And that activates your external obliques, and the low back is pushed into the ground. Let me demonstrate. This is really hard to do while talking at the same time. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a deep breath in and push that kettlebell up into the air to activate my external obliques, pressing the low back into the floor. Watch. Then I'm going to go into an overhead position, but I'm squeezing my hands towards each other. I'm trying to crush the dumbbell. Why? So that I activate my pecs. Now, the moment before my pecs give out is when I come back up, all while maintaining tension in the pecs and external obliques. Holy cow. It's hard for me to demonstrate it properly while I'm trying to talk, so let me show you zippity zip. I feel like I'm going to die after 1 rep. If you can do more than 5 reps, you're doing it wrong. Now I'm going to show you what not to do. Watch the kettlebell. See how I lost tension in the external obliques? So I suggest you video yourself when you're doing this so you can keep an eye on what's happening with the kettlebell. Watch again, this time watch my pecs. See how I lost tension in the pecs? Watch again. See how I'm bending now? No good, no good. Watch again. Oh, see how I arched my low back? And there you have it. If you want to put an end to urinary incontinence during strenuous activities, then this is what you need to be doing. All 3 external oblique opener exercises. The first one was the AMRAP. Hold up for 2 seconds, down for 1 second. Do that for a full minute. The second one was the leg raise variation. Try to aim for 5 reps. And the third one, addressing T-spine mobility, working in the overhead position, maintaining tension in the pecs, aim to do 5 reps. I would do 2 sets of all 3 of these exercises on a daily basis. All right, it's your turn to do it, but do it well. And that's a wrap. I think that went well. And for all my vlogs on addressing muscle imbalances and exercise demonstration videos just like this one, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube.